You ready? Hey guys, welcome back to another week here at Handy Creators. My name's Adriana and this is my husband Jesus.
And in today's video, we're going to show you how you can paint your laminate cabinets to get a factory finish. We will also be showing you how you can make your own DIY handles and how to give laminate a wood-like finish with this one simple hack.
We do know that they usually say that both bathrooms should have the same exact color, but we are going to be doing something a little bit different and we're going to be making each of them their own style.
If you haven't done so already, go check out our latest video where we completely modernized our countertop using the Gianni White Marble Kit. The kit was very easy to use, and after a whole week, we are still completely in love with how this countertop came out. So make sure to check out that video.
Let's get started on part 2 of this makeover. So here are the cabinets that were installed when we purchased our home.
We were very nervous to paint these cabinets because they are made out of laminate, but the color just didn't match with the color scheme of the rest of our house.
We started by removing all the hardware and doors from the cabinets.
Since the doors were adjusted to their own space, we labeled each door as we were taking it off. To do this, we cut a piece of tape and put it on each door in accordance to how we were removing them.
We also put tape on the cabinet on the inside where the door would go, that way we could match them up at the end. Once we were done removing the doors, it was time to start masking the area.
You want to make sure to take your time doing this step as it's going to facilitate the cleanup at the end. It can be a little tedious, but it is completely worth it.
To cover the front door's cabinet space, we put tape along all of the edges facing outwards. Then we cut a piece of tarp to the space and we taped it from the outside in. Then we got a little piece of tape extra and we make sure that all the edges were very firm.
If by any chance your tape unsticks from the cabinet, what you can do is open a small hole, stick your finger inside, and then push it from the inside out. And then once you are done fixing that, you can add another layer of tape to cover that small hole.
That's the DIY Handy Creators way.
That's the way we figured out to fix it.
You want to make sure you cover all of the spaces that you don't want paint on. This includes your countertops, the walls next to, and even the floor, how we did. We repeated this step in both bathrooms.
And we decided to have a little fun at the end, as you can see here. Are you ready?
I am freaking out more than I was freaking out for the countertop. I'm so scared that we have like a whole door incident all over again.
It's gonna go great. We were really nervous, so what better time than to start dancing? Okay, you crazy lovebirds, let's get back to the project.
To prime the cabinets, we used the Ben Shellac primer.
To apply the primer, we used a bristle brush and a smooth foam roller that are going to be linked below. What makes this primer so special is that it's going to act as a bonding agent between the laminate and the paint that you're going to be adding at the end. You want to make sure to use a mask, especially if indoors, because the primer is a little smelly.
We do recommend this product. The paint did adhere perfectly, but it is a little bit uncomfortable to apply. It is super watery. We recommend less is more.
But we only had to give one coat for all of our cabinets. We repeated the same process in the other bathroom, making sure to apply just enough paint to not have to give a second coat. If we had to use this product again, I would do it with a spray gun because I feel that it would apply better than it did by using the foam roller and the brush.
Once we were done inside, it was time to head outside and prime the doors.
We removed all the hardware and labeled them according to the panels that we were removing them from.
Again, we applied the primer on the doors, just like we did on the cabinets inside.
And the best thing about this primer is that it's dry to the touch within 15 minutes and it can be top coated in just 45 minutes, which will allow you to finish this project in one day if you want to.
After 45 minutes, our cabinets and doors were primed and ready to get top coat.
Now, let's check in with our painters.
Look at our hallway, guys. I wanted to show you guys the reality of doing these projects. It's not all roses and butterflies. There's chaos. So we took everything out that was inside of the bathroom cabinet. That way we assured that we weren't worried that something was gonna get stained or whatever. I think it's time to paint.
Yikes, what a mess. Thank God that was picked up. Anyways, a special thanks to Wagner for sending us their SPRAYTECH FLEXIO 5000 for us to use on this project. What makes this gun so practical is that it brings all the necessary attachments in this one portable case that you can take with you anywhere. The
FLEXIO 5000 comes with 2 different nozzles that are perfect for any project you need.
The large nozzle will be for bigger projects such as painting the house or painting a wall, and the small nozzle is going to be for this type of project, which is more of a smooth finish.
The gun is extremely easy to use and set up, and that's a lot coming from me.
All you must do is attach the hose to the nozzle that you plan on using, and then on the other end, attach it to the portable case until you hear a click. And with that, it's time to start painting. The gun is very lightweight since most of the weight is incorporated into the portable case, making it very easy to use.
The FLEXIO 5000 is also extremely easy to clean. We were using 2 different types of paint and it was getting washed in less than 5 minutes.
Once you are done painting, simply unclip the nozzle from the hose, pour any excess paint back into your gallon, and then wash it in the sink with the necessary detergent.
Personally, I would say the best part about cleaning it is that the gun and nozzle come apart. So you could really get the scrubber in there and take out any excess paint. That way, you know that in the future, you won't have anything stuck and the gun will work perfectly.
Also, if you want to check out how we built this outdoor kitchen where we're cleaning the gun, make sure to check out the video above. We built this kitchen a few months ago and it is very practical for these sorts of cleanups.
We will make sure to include the link where you could purchase this gun below or look up information and see it's something that you want for your projects. We wouldn't have been able to do this project if it wasn't for the gun. So we 10 out of 10 recommend.
Thank you once again, Wagner, for this product. And now let's get back to the project.
Before opening your gallon of paint, make sure to shake or stir depending on the instructions of your paint. You can pour some paint into a nozzle's tank and attach it back into the gun. Before you apply the paint directly on the surface you need, we would recommend to use a cardboard or a piece of scrap wood to test the pressure that you want the gun to have and the finish that you would want as well.
This will allow you to play with the settings. That's why when it's time to work on your project, you know exactly how it's gonna apply.
You like the spray gun? You like how it's applying? I think it's time to start. Are you ready?
We worked in small sections to make sure that we were applying an even coverage of paint across the entire cabinet.
Our goal was to only give 1 coat, that way we would save time
and paint.
Once we were done inside, we began working on the doors. We took the gun outside and repeated the process.
You want to make sure to paint in a slow back and forth motion, overlapping each stroke to make sure that you're not leaving any lines behind.
While we waited for the back side of the doors to dry, we switched paint and it was time to paint the other cabinet.
As we stated earlier, we wanted each bathroom to have its own look, so this one's going to be a little different. First, we washed the gun to remove any black paint. Then we grabbed the Valspar cabinet and furniture paint in the color coconut milk to give this a base paint.
Side note, before we applied the paint on the cabinet, we did spray the first few sprays elsewhere in case there was a little bit of black paint from the previous.
You can select any color that you would like as long as it is a neutral tone for the next step. This paint is an oil-based enamel, so it will take a little longer to dry.
While the cabinets were drying, we started on the door outside, then we switched the paint all over again and went to the front side of the black doors.
After we painted the black doors, we let them sit for another hours before moving on to the next step. At this point, our bathroom cabinets had been curing for a full 4 hours, so it was time to remove the masking tape. Let's see how we did.
Okay, here we go. I gotta say, this is like a dream come true, right? Do you feel like that, or am I being super dramatic?
No, I do.
Okay. Well, I've had a Pinterest board since I'm like 15, and I've always had this.
Hey, come on.
Sorry.
Take out the tape.
We carefully removed the tape and the tarp from the master bedroom, and let's just say it was more than what we wanted.
We absolutely love how this gun applied this latex paint on the cabinets, giving it a factory finish. After removing all the tarps and tape from our master bathroom, we went outside and flipped our guest bathroom doors and painted the other side.
Let's just say this paint did take 4 hours to dry, and since it was towards the end of the day, we just decided to let it cure overnight.
We did not want to move on to the next step and risk damaging the paint. To save money and time, we decided to reuse all of the hinges and the handles for the guest bathroom doors and paint them black.
To do this, we lightly sanded all of the hardware with a 600 grit sandpaper.
We also sanded the copper tees that we were going to be using to make the DIY handles for our bathroom. Why are you laughing?
They'll find out.
Let's keep going.
So, DIY alert. So this is the handy creator's way. Once we were done sanding, we attached everything to a piece of cardboard. What we did with the hinges was we opened the little hole and screwed the little screw by the bottom to attach it, and we added
toothpicks
for
the copper tees. All of this was gonna allow us to only have to give all of the hardware 1 coat. Gosh, we're so smart.
With everything in place, it was time to paint. As you can see in the video, it was nighttime, so the mosquitoes were eating us alive.
To paint this, we used the Rust-Oleum matte black paint and primer spray paint that you can buy from your local hardware store. We let the hardware cure overnight before moving on to the next step, which was making our handle. To do this, we purchased a 5/8 inch oak dowel from our local hardware store. We lined up the copper tees with the handles that we had removed from our master bathroom and cut down the dowels using our miter saw, which will be linked below.
For each handle, we needed one 2-inch piece, two 1-inch pieces, and two 1/2-inch pieces. Try to say that 3 times straight.
This is gonna allow us to make the handles the same size as the ones that we had removed. With the new dowels cut down to size, it was time to finish them. We grabbed 220 grit sandpaper and lightly sanded the edges where the cuts had been made.
Then we just stained them to give them the final color that we wanted. We used the Minwax Special Wanna oil-based stain,
and we mixed it with the Minwax semi-transparent Tinsmith gray stain. Wow, that's a mouthful.
They need to make these names a little bit more simple. I grabbed the rag, cut it into 3 smaller pieces since what we were painting was so small. I first started with the gray stain. Once that was applied, I then went ahead and coated a layer of the Special Wanna. Once that was setting for about 1 or 2 minutes, I then got a clean rag and just took off the excess.
You can always use any color stain that you'd like to achieve the finish that you prefer.
After the dowels and copper tees dried, we put all the pieces together.
Assembling the hardware can be a little tricky, but you want to make sure to line up the copper tees on each side and then add a 1-inch dowel on both sides. Then you are going to add the 1/2-inch dowels in the center where the screw is going to attach to the cabinet. We then used our hands to force the pieces into the copper tees, but you can also use a hammer if you prefer.
Just make sure that you don't hit it too hard because you could bend the copper tee or you could break the wood since they're such small pieces.
We then reinstalled the doors for our master bathroom and added the handle pulls. And just like that, our master bathroom was finished. We absolutely loved. Oh, who are we kidding? We hated how the handles came out in this space.
The handles are nice. The concept is beautiful. But the space is too small and too close to each other. So they just look like chubby pills next to each other and they're horrible. Don't do this.
In other words, the handles aren't what we envisioned for the bathroom. So let's go back and fix this. Ah, much better. Okay, as we were saying, we absolutely love how the master bathroom came out. The contrast between the black cabinets and the white marble countertop give this space a modern contemporary look, which is exactly what we were going for.
We are extremely happy and satisfied with how this space looks. And I mean, we only do regret we didn't do it sooner.
Now let's finish the guest bathroom.
Now that the base coat was completely dry, we purchased the Vospar glaze and mixed it in with a preference color. We used a sample that we purchased at our local hardware store.
This mixture should contain 1 part paint and 4 parts glaze.
Once they're both fully mixed, it's time to start painting.
Using a chip brush, we worked in a back and forth motion to create a foxwood finish.
We repeated the same process throughout the whole cabinet and doors until they all had the same exact finish. In some places we added a little bit more paint, so it looked a little bit more filled. In some places we left with less paint. It is your preference.
The best thing about this method is that you can continue to add paint until you get the finish that you like, and that you can do so in any shade color that you prefer.
So it seems like this project had a lot of hiccups because once the product dried, we realized that we were not happy with the color that we got.
We picked up another sample from our local hardware store and repeated the same process.
With a different color. You could definitely add a different color on top. Just make sure that the paint that you put prior has already dried. But yes, this is very forgiving and you could add a different color with no problem, no sanding and no priming on top of the glaze you had already put down.
We installed the repurposed black handles onto the guest bathroom, and just like that, we were done.
Love how both cabinets came out, and we love that they both have their own different characteristics. And both colors look amazing with the countertop that we did.
We believe that painting your cabinets is an easy project that will have a big impact in your space.
I would truly just recommend that if you are looking to paint your cabinets, go ahead and get yourself a gun. It really gives that smooth finish that looks like the cabinet was that way, not that it was painted. Mostly of your cabinets have crevices and different designs on it. Using a brush or a roller will make your cabinets look like you have added paint. Our bathroom looks seamless. And that's all thanks to our Wagner gun. Cabinets are done, but that doesn't mean that we're done with this space.
If you're excited to see what upgrades we will be doing to modernize these spaces, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos.
If you want to see what a little bit of paint can do, check out this video for our front door makeover.
We also think that if you enjoyed this video, you will enjoy this video right here.
We wanted to make a bit of a side note now at the end of the video. First, we wanted to apologize that we have skipped last week. We were going through some personal stuff and we saw that it was best in our interest to take some time off. And yes, we're okay and we're here, but we definitely needed this time for us. We also did want to let you guys know that from now on, we will be posting our videos on Sunday. We truly do apologize that this is the second time that we change our time. As you guys know, we both work full time and we're just trying to make the best out of the time we have and do what works best for you guys and us, since we do want to post videos once a week and we felt like this was the best for all of us. So from now on, our videos are gonna be posted on Sundays.
And with that, we're gonna conclude this video. We'll see you on the next week. Bye.
Say bye to your friends on YouTube.
Ready?
I just think of them on there and I hate them and it makes me mad that we recorded this. They look like a zebra hanging on for his life. Yeehaw! Thin shellac.
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 They look like pork chops.